Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Smells Like. I'm Josh. So good to see you. For this video, I'm doing something a little bit different that I haven't done yet here on the Smells Like Fragrance channel. I'm gonna go through and start doing once a week video where I just recap fragrances that I wore that week, just kind of go through, what I've been wearing and, how the weather has fit different fragrances and how they performed, and any feedback that I got, and just kind of my experience, if I thought, if I'm enjoying wearing them or if maybe it wasn't the best choice. Just kind of almost like a weekly diary of the fragrances that I go through. There's a couple of other reviewers that have already been doing this, and so I thought it was a cool idea. Hopefully they won't mind me kind of jumping on the bandwagon and doing this as well. So I'm just gonna go through my week of fragrances. So 7 of the fragrances that I wore this week, starting with, first day of the week last week up till today, Saturday. I guess we'll just call Sunday the first day of the week and Saturday the last day, since that's the way I'm doing it. So let's see here. So starting out on Sunday, I wore YSL's L'Homme, Yves Saint Laurent L'Homme, the original L'Homme. I really enjoy this fragrance for fall, for the early fall. It was actually pretty warm. It's still been pretty warm here in the Midwest United States where I live. We're right at the very beginning of fall. I believe that Sunday was the first day of fall, September 22nd, 2018. And so this is a really good transition fragrance. It has like tonka and ginger, some woods. It's got some freshness, but it also has a little bit of kind of like a vanillic depth to it. It's a little bit of a warm fragrance while also being fresh. And so it really works through those transitionary days of kind of the early autumn days when it could still be quite warm. On Monday, I kind of went in a similar direction. It was quite warm again on Monday. I went with Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. This always, if you've been watching my channel, you know that this is like my first love in fragrance. This was the fragrance that led to my crazy obsession and really being crazy about this hobby. This totally stands up for me. There's just something about this fragrance DNA that I just love. For some people this has become played out, it's become tired and maybe a little bit generic, and there's just something to me that is still so special about this. It just has this crisp, bright, kind of sparkly blue vibe, and I just love it. This one has a little bit of the incense in it. I've actually kind of fallen in love with the newest version, the Pure Parfum, and of all the fragrances that I could get next, I think I'm gonna just get the Bleu de Chanel Pure Parfum, get a full bottle of that, because I went through my decant that I had of that. I really have really been enjoying that, but the Eau de Parfum will always be an old standby. Really works well, kind of like L'Homme for these early autumn days when it's a little bit warmer, not too cold just yet. On Tuesday, it was still pretty warm, and I actually wasn't feeling very good. I was actually having some stomach problems, and so I went with Kiehl's Original Musk. This is really kind of a light, easy, soapy, clean musk, and I really love this fragrance. It's light, it kind of is soapy. I actually have the soap, the shower gel of this, and the lotion as well. Really just some amazing products from Kiehl's. The entire Original Musk collection are all really good products, and I think maybe the fact that I used the shower gel of this, the smell of this just really reminds me of being clean out of the shower. Reminds me of kind of a soapy, light musk, and that's really what this one is. And this also has neroli in it, and there's something about neroli that I really like to wear whenever I'm a little bit sick to my stomach, or if I'm not feeling well. There's something about these like neroli, like light musk, soapy neroli fragrances that I really enjoy if I'm not feeling so good, and maybe a heavier fragrance would be a little bit much for me. Also got these cool leaf placements, you know, 'tis the season. Very thematic here at the Smells Like channel. Even got the rust-colored, autumn-colored blanket here on the Smells Like wooden throne. Some people have called it the throne. It's actually just a bench that was made from an old headboard, bed headboard, but we'll call it the throne. I think that sounds cooler, so kind of got my autumn decorations here. So anyway, it's on Wednesday, the temperature finally turned quite a bit cooler, and I had to go with one of my favorite fragrances for fall, for the cooler days of fall. From Tower Perfumes, this is L'air du Desert Marocain. This is a dry cedar with amber. There's some other spices in this. There's some cold spices. There's kind of a cool, cold spice coolness in this, as well as like a warmth, like a desert sand warmth in this. This is meant to evoke the air of the Moroccan desert. If you were, you know, in Morocco at the end of a hot day, as the sun goes down and the air cools, and you still have that hot air coming off the desert, but you also have the coolness and you have the spices of the town all around you. Really an amazing fragrance. To me, a masterpiece, and I absolutely love wearing this one on cooler fall days. On Thursday, I went with a fairly new acquisition for me from the House of Guerlain. This is L'Instant de Guerlain, the Eau de Toilette. Again, this is a fragrance that kind of works really well for transitionary autumn days where, you know, it's a little bit cold in the morning, but then by the afternoon it's quite warm and then cool again. This one, you know, I said in my review, which I will link below if you want to check out my full review on this one, that this fragrance wears many faces the same way that fall really wears many faces. This one has citrus and cacao and patchouli. Really an amazing masculine fragrance that is really well balanced. It has a lot of different phases, but everything is really well blended. Just a really masterfully blended perfume that has lots of different phases and faces to it. From Guerlain, really enjoyed that one. This is one of my favorite men's designer fragrances of all time right here, L'Instant de Guerlain. On Friday, I had another new acquisition come in. I am familiar with this one. I had a decant, and I'm familiar with the other fragrances from this line, particularly the original. But I was able to pick up from Lalique Encre Noir à l'Extrême. This takes that original dark, mysterious, slightly inky vetiver with some woods from the original Encre Noir and adds some resins, some incense, and I think a little bit more vetiver. I feel like I think this actually has two types of vetiver from two different regions of the world. So this really piles on this really deep, dark, almost inky type of vetiver. And for the price, I got this for 35 bucks. This is absolutely amazing, but you're gonna have to like vetiver. This is not a crowd pleaser. You know, if you like fragrances like Bleu de Chanel and kind of need that crowd pleaser vibe, you're probably not gonna like this one. You know, this really is a little bit more of a fragrance in terms of just being dark and not much of a crowd pleaser, but really is pleasing for me, and that's really all I care about when it comes to wearing fragrances for the most part. And then today, Saturday, this is, again, one of my favorite fragrances for fall. I really have been taking advantage of these first days of autumn where the temperature is finally starting to cool off. Another excellent perfume for these first days of autumn. It's Dior Homme, the original Eau de Toilette. Dior Homme is just another really great fragrance for these type of days. This fragrance really is perfect for these kind of in-between fall days, transitionary fall days. This has that famous iris, but there's so much more going on in this than just the iris that people talk about. It does have that slightly cosmetic, like lipstick, makeup vibe that you get from that deep, rich iris. But that really is just one facet of many things going on in this fragrance. Let's see, there's cacao in this as well as that was in L'Instant. There's cacao and patchouli in this one as well. Not too far off in the type of fragrances between L'Instant and Dior Homme, at least in the way that they perform and kind of how they really fit these days that are, you know, maybe really cold in the morning, quite warm in the afternoon, then cold again. This really stands up in those days. This is going to be one that I reach for a lot all fall. I mean, really, I'm going to be wearing a lot of these two and Later Doesn't Marcaine, Encre Noire. I'll be pulling out the original Encre Noire as well, but I had to wear the Extreme just because I just got it and really wanted to wear it. So rounded things out here with Dior Homme here on Saturday. So that's it for the week. Let me know in the comments what you wore this week, or if there's any from my list here this week that you enjoy. I've been a little bit sick this week, so you might be able to tell that I kind of just have like no energy, but I wanted to go ahead and put out this video, at least you know, keep busy in some way, even though I haven't been feeling the best this week. But hey, I still managed to wear all these fragrances and really enjoy them. I am so excited that fall is finally here. We just have completed the first week of fall and getting closer to my birthday at the end of October. Leaves are already falling around where I live and starting to change colors. So really am just getting started with all the fun of wearing these darker autumnal fragrances. So thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to do this again sometime, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you again right here at the Smells Like Fragrance channel for another video. See you later.